All right, I think to better explain this, let's have a look at the code window for the entire project right here. And I'm going to split this over here. I'm going to move that onto this side of the screen. And I'm going to keep my class on the right side of the screen. And we're going to put a breakpoint on here to actually watch what happens. So I'm going to start this off with when I click the toss the button, toss coin button, it's going to go back and create an instance of this class, which is actually located over here. So let's start this, and I'm going to compile it and run it. All right, so here's what will happen. When I click on this button right here, it should stop at that breakpoint right there, and sure enough it does. Now by pushing the F11 key will drop me down to the next line. Now I haven't executed this yet, but this will create a new instance of this coin class, and currently my coin variable here is null. It hasn't been created yet. But as soon as I push F11, you'll notice here that it jumps over to the coin.cs class, and the debug never shows creating a field, so that was created. Now it's going to create a new instance of this rand variable right here, and you'll notice here that it's been set up. And then right here, now there's the constructor. Now that is the constructor here. When we create a new instance, it's actually creating and constructing this instance of this object right here. So then it's going to take our variable, which currently has nothing in it because we created it, but we never assigned it. And we're going to create that instance of this new object by putting in the word heads into that field variable right there. You can see now that has the word heads. Now from here it jumps back because we've actually created this. Now it says here it hasn't been created yet because I haven't gone off it, but now that I've gone off it and I click on my little pull down, you'll see here that that instance of this object now has a rand, and it also has a field. And if you look, let me just move this up here. You can see that my coin.rand is right here because I've created an instance underneath here, and then also my side up is right here, is another field inside of there, and it actually tells you that it's been instantiated, created, and we've entered in the word heads into here. All right, so now we've done that. Let's go in here and let's clear out the old whatever was in there before, and then we're going to loop 5 times here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our coin and we're going to toss it. Now, toss was this method right here. So if I push F11, you'll notice it jumps over here, and then it takes a random number between 0 and 1. And if it happened to be 0 because it jumped down here, it becomes heads. It assigns heads to the side up and returns back. Now, if you go to the next line here, all we're trying to do is output the word heads. Now to do that, I'm going to take my coin and I'm going to run another method here, which is my value return method called get the side up. And when I do that, you can see here it goes to this method, get the side up, and simply returns heads back. So this whole expression right here comes back and says heads, and it adds it as an item. And then it's going to repeat back, and it's going to do this 5 times. And you can see as I'm pressing the F11 key that the debugger is looping through, and I'll do this until it clicks through 5 times. It shouldn't take too long here. And it outputs the results, and that was heads, tails, heads, heads, heads. And that's basically how we can use an instance of an object. So we're going to create an instance of our personal or our own class here called coin toss, create a new instance called mycoin, so that we can access all of these members inside of this toss coin class.